the Department of Justice releasing the conclusions of that IG report into how the former FBI director James Comey handled sensitive information and those memos that he wrote about his interactions with President Trump. I want to bring in NBC's Julia Ainsley. And Julia, I know you've had about 25 minutes or so to read through these 82 pages. Can you bring us up to speed on the highlights here? Because it sounds like James Comey, according to the DOJ IG, did violate some policies, but they're not going to prosecute him. Am I understanding that correctly?
You've got that right. Really, Hallie, you've got the headlines out of this huge report we've got right here. The headlines here is that the Inspector General finished its report, found that Director Comey should not have passed along information that they considered confidential, though not classified, to a friend. That would be the law professor Daniel Richman, who then leaked that to the press. That was the information about his one-on-one conversation with the president when the president suggested that he let the whole Michael Flynn thing go. I know we're going back a little bit in time, but this was a big one that stands out to anyone following the Russia investigation. So the Inspector General said he should not have done that. They referred the matter to the Justice Department, and the Justice Department said that they declined to prosecute. So really, we're exactly where we were when we started all of this, that the Justice Department will not prosecute this. But the Inspector General did take some time to explain why he shouldn't have done this. One thing they said is that former Director Comey failed to live up to his responsibility by not safeguarding sensitive information obtained during the course of his FBI employment. And it's saying that that is could create public pressure for other FBI employees and the many thousands of former FBI employees who similarly have access to or knowledge of non-public information, that he's setting a bad precedent and that he should have known better as FBI director. I will say, though, Hallie, it's interesting to see what Director Comey said in his own interviews with the Inspector General, which they do include here. They put this exact thing to him, said, why would you do this? This was in your own personal interest to leak this. And he said that he would frame it differently, that he viewed the issue as one of incredible importance to the nation as a whole, and that he took this action because it's something he had to do for the love of this country, and that he loves the Justice Department and the FBI and was trying to preserve their integrity in this.
Can you explain something here, Julia? Because the department clearly says, or the IG report clearly says, that Comey violated policies by releasing sensitive information, as they call it. James Comey, in a couple of tweets that came out in the seconds after this report was released, is seizing on a different piece of the report that talks about how he did not release classified information to members of the media. Is this a distinction, Julia, between sensitive versus classified? Explain this here.
Big distinction. I mean, Hallie, you and I get information from sources every day that is sensitive, things that they probably, only get in their own jobs that isn't going out to the public, but it's not classified. It's not putting someone in danger. It's not giving up sources for the United States that provide us with information every day. It's not classified. It's sensitive. And so that's what he's zeroing in on. And it seems that that is what the Justice Department zeroed in on as well when they decide not to move forward with prosecution. So the Inspector General is saying the release of sensitive information was not in his best conduct as director, but the Justice Department ultimately decided because it was not classified, that was not a prosecutable offense.
This is turning into already this morning, Julia, a political football, perhaps unsurprisingly, as much of what James Comey says and does. Jim Jordan, who has been at the forefront of much of this discussion, has released a statement now on this IG report, and he says it is a disappointing reminder that the former FBI director put partisanship and personal ambition over patriotism. Of course, Jim Jordan, a top Republican in the House. Is it your expectation that this will get spun politically and on a partisan level over the next 24, 48 hours or so?
I think if you want to attack the former FBI director, who was the person who launched the entire investigation that became the Mueller investigation, this report does give you a lot of fodder for that, because it talks about how James Comey's intentions behind the leaks of these memos were to try to kind of create his own personal narrative. They counter this idea that this was for the love of country and really say it had more to do with the love of his own image that he was trying to save. So there's a lot Republicans can work with. But at the end of the day, they don't have anything that's a prosecutable offense. And really, he didn't do anything out of line with what a lot of whistleblowers do throughout Washington, Hallie.
Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. why don't you subscribe? It's really easy. Just click on that button down there. And for more news from MSNBC, click on any of these videos here for the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more videos from MSNBC with our newsletters. Head over to msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up.